Hi, Bruno Jr. here. Our podcast, Busting Addiction and Smiths, is sponsored by SafeHouseRehab.com. SafeHouse believes that traditional treatments fall short of the needs of clients who face the modern problems of addiction. Modern problems need modern solutions. Multiple addictions, multiple relapses, multiple triggers, and cheaper and more powerful street drugs set up unprecedented challenges facing treatment centers. What is needed is a more sophisticated approach, a better way forward. There are 3 reasons to choose our progressive modern treatment program. 1, a more sophisticated intake process. 2, technology proven to enhance recovery. And 3, the most robust aftercare program in our sector. To learn more, visit us at SafeHouseRehab.com.
On the topic of addiction, disease or weakness?
Again, thank you for that question. This is a common myth that I encounter all the time, even among people who I thought knew better. So I have a friend and have a conversation about recovery and so forth. And his view is, well, here's when I explained the disease concept to him, he came back with, oh, no, I mean, it's just a question of having the character, strength to say no. And when I explained to him that the NIH, the CDC, the National Institute of Drug Abuse, and every other scientific body known to man classifies this as a disease. Think of the operational definition, which is, you learn this in logic or psychology. It's like it's akin to if it walks like a duck, it looks like a duck, it's a duck. But here's the deal. If you treat alcoholism, drug addiction as a disease, and it responds, that's your operational definition that it is a disease. Now, what do you do with a moral failing? What do you do with weakness? What sort of action can you take other than putting it all on the addict or alcoholic to straighten up and fly right? Nancy Reagan's just say no was a superficial and shallow response to the drug epidemic of the 80s. Just say no. Well, maybe in the early going, if you're a kid and somebody offers you some stuff, just say no makes sense. But if you're in the grips of a powerful compulsion where you have no conscious control over your behavior, almost like sleeping or breathing, you are in a state of conditioned reflexes where any problem in life or any desire can be solved or remediated by using drugs or drinking alcohol. And much of it stems, it just to an extent, to the psychology of the addict or alcoholic. There's a number of reasons why people become addicts and alcoholics. One is a toxic and abusive family growing up environment, where we know that a lot of teenagers, or children and teenagers, will use drugs and alcohol simply to kill the pain and to escape from a horrible environment. Well, then they become addicted to, the substance. Another reason is what I call the sort of Peter Pan thing, which I suffered from. I couldn't do any wrong, I never had consequences, and I thought I would just take the easy way out with everything in life. Well, heck, offer me some dope, have some alcohol and so forth, and before I know it, my body is craving this stuff and I have no control over it. It's the first drink that gets you, right? It's like one drink is too many and 1,000 isn't enough. So if you read the science and if you have a better understanding of the disease concept and it responds as a disease, it's very much like a disease. What happens then is, and I was involved in a campaign for a Partnership for Drug-Free America where my agency was chosen to lead the way for 1 year. We presented our campaign to the top ad people in New York, and the idea was, I need help, I don't need jail. I am not a bad person, I'm a sick person. And that was the point, to shift public perception from these are bad people, worthless people, to these are sick people who deserve our help. 1 out of 6 families is directly affected by alcoholism or drug addiction in the U.S. So what percentage of those are getting hammered and shamed, which is a very powerful and toxic tool, because they have a disease? It doesn't excuse, and this is what I say in the meetings, look, Well, a lot of your actions are explained by the fact that you were in the grip of a powerful disease. But guess what, Buster? It doesn't excuse them either. You're going to have to make a list of all the people that you've harmed and make direct amends to every single one of them. That's what I call a growing up process. That's what the 12 steps is all about. It's about accountability. And when you own your own sobriety the way you're supposed to, you will heal. You know, if you keep getting shamed and you don't know about treatment, you're going to keep going down and down and down. And, you know, suicides are not uncommon when people get that desperate, because they can't live with the drug and they can't live without it. It's a terrible place to be. So there is a way out. It's called treatment, you know, and it's called dedication to your own recovery. And for many of us, it's about the program of Alcoholics or Narcotics Anonymous. Our podcast is sponsored by SafeHouseRehab.com, a modern approach to recovery. To learn more, visit us at SafeHouseRehab.com.